Hello everybody, this is Bacter. Welcome back to Chapter 2 of Let's Play Celeste. We're not being Madeline in the core, we are being Bacter at the old side. This is Chapter 2. Last time we pretty much rocked through Chapter 1 and I see no reason for us to slow down. If you remember, Theo from last time told us that there were old ruins up here, like 1800s old. Also, again, I think this happens in Canada, and we are told strawberries impress your friends. I hope it impresses you, because that's why I'm getting them all. So the writing is turned all funky, our fire is burning green, indicating the presence of some metallic elements in there, and it looks like some crystallized sky is around. Now, what I'm doing right here is an abuse of the game's mechanics, which was anticipated and required by the game. See, when you change screens, you also get your jump back. Your dash back, in addition to all the other stuff that gets you your dash back. This is really not used very often. In fact, I think in the game it's really only used right here. I can't remember a screen where you need to do a screen transition to get your dash back, but yes, indeed, here, at the very beginning, is the hidden crystal heart for this level. So, that's done before anything else. You better believe, by the way, that I did not get this the first time playing through, because no. That's fine, though. I like the art in this game a lot, and the music is obviously a high point, too. Not only the remixes, but also notice things are kind of floating now. We've heard that this mountain gets weird the higher up we climb. And we know that this path is blocked to us, so we go down. Sometimes you gotta go up to go down. So it's interesting, the night sky appears to be in there, you can climb them. You can't break them or dash into them or anything else like that. They're just these odd blocks, sometimes with weird green seeds floating in them. And that is a new mechanic and something that we haven't seen before. Notice the repeated texture over there on the left. Another hint that there might be a breakable wall. These are just the kind of things, as I say, you learn to look for. We could have gone down into that place by the... Look at that cracked wall over on the right. We could have gone to that room by the lower entrance, but of course we couldn't have gotten the strawberry from there, so it goes. Yeah. Again, cracked walls, all be part of the things you sort of learn to look for. Now, this room is a bit tricky. You need to do a diagonal up and right dash as soon as you get that diamond, but it really needs to be, I don't want to say pixel perfect, but you only have a few pixels to work with. Not awful, but, you know, this whole level is a bit tricky. Of course, there you need to actually clear the second wall before dashing up. It just, you know, as you would expect, as you go along in the game, things get a little bit more precise. Actually, looking at it, I probably could have done a diagonal up dash and, you know, held on to the right-hand wall over there. Whatever, I got through it without too much incident. Notice the cracked wall there, showing us that we can go down and get a strawberry. Again, just the sneaky little things. They actually show off that one later, but hold on now. What's this? Oh, that's good, right? Creepy me? Excellent. Yeah, it's Prince of Persia time, apparently, because Evil Us has escaped. And oh... Yes, this is the gimmick for this level. Levels generally, as I said last time, have a gimmick. You can dash through these blocks now. So you can use this thing to look around a level. I don't generally use those looking things. I don't find them to be terrifically useful. Anyway, they move. You can dash through them. Dashing through them replenishes your dash. And if you dash into a wall, you just die. So that's sort of their thing there. Now notice the small area above this one, and just another clue. They really are pretty artful, hiding the strawberries everywhere. So yeah, this strange old site that we're on right now has these kind of blocks. Now, this is a new mechanic, these little seeds. They aren't limited to only being in galaxy blocks, or whatever they're called. Basically, you can't touch the ground and you have to gather all of them, and then they turn into a strawberry. So, that's nice. It's, they are pretty generous with the gimmicks in this game, in that there's basically one new one per level. Whoops. And it really does keep things pretty varied. I mean, there's a... Look at this, looks like we can dash down. Yeah. Compared to how hard the Crystal Heart was to find, this didn't seem all that hard to find at all. You do kind of have to dance to the beat, I guess. But it seemed fairly obvious to me where this was. I definitely found it my first time. But there's our B-side, so oh boy. Yeah, you better believe the B-side on this level is something else. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, the gimmicks are all pretty good. Sometimes they're just an extra annoyance or something like that, but usually it's something that gives you new things you can do. It's really interesting. It's almost a different take on the Metroidvania. Now, I don't know platformers well enough. I mean, I'm sure it seems like there were kind of things like this in Super Meat Boy almost, except that most of the things were just new hazards that would kill you. Like in one level it was salt, and in one level it was syringes. And they weren't all that different besides that. This is almost like the inverse of a Metroidvania. Rather than you getting new abilities, because your abilities stay constant. Do you see that little hidden bit of missing floor there? Again, you just always be watching the edges and watching, the textures in the walls and stuff like that. You'll do a decent bit of dashing into things that aren't anything your first time playing through, but it's not so bad. Anyways, I was saying, yeah, it's like the environment gets new abilities and changes them as you move along. It's a really neat way to do things. And I wish I saw that more in games. Normally, the environment may change, but you, the character, are the one who gets more powers and abilities. Here, you're more of a reactive character, I guess. So we're still not exactly sure why we're doing this, or what the deal is with the mountain, except for the fact that I guess it's rumored to be just, quote-unquote, a challenging climb. And we're doing this because, we feel that we need a challenge, that we need to prove ourselves in some way. Which is, not the least healthy thing I've ever heard, but some thrill seekers out there certainly bite off a bit more than they can chew. Who knows what kind of psychological growing we'll need to be doing as we go along here. Now, I noticed if you're standing on a galaxy block, you can dash diagonal down through it, but if you're standing on just a stone platform, apparently, you can't start the diagonal down dash, which makes a bit of sense, I suppose. And notice here that a lot of times when you're dealing with these longer galaxy blocks, you essentially need to work out where you're going to end. But, play a little game of pool in your mind and just see where things are going to be. Note that the music stops here. Now, I, for some dumb reason... Oh, I think I thought I saw a secret, because there was like a floating block in the wall down here, but it wasn't anything. Anyway... One of the things they're really good at is using all part of the game for atmosphere, and so, probably cutting off the music at some point certainly brings your attention to the fact that things might be happening. I don't know why I did that second jump up there. Go over, but yeah. Oh. Hey, lady. And Skellebones. Oh, now, be easy, Bacter. Be nice to the creepo. Yeah, exactly. It's awkward. See, that's negative self-talk. You can't put up with that. Ooh. And of course, by go home together, it means let's murder me. So this is the second gimmick of this part. Yeah, Mirror You chases after you, and actually completely mimics your motion through the level. Touching her is, as you see there, death. But it's kind of neat. I got the strawberry, so who cares? I'm not going back. It's neat because she doesn't just follow directly after you, which would make this very hard indeed. That was fairly close. You actually do die if you hit yourself while dashing. Secret there. But yeah, I know exactly where I'm going to go, so if I want to give myself a little leeway, I absolutely cannot believe that worked. If I want to give myself a little leeway, I just park somewhere for a while, and then Mirror Me will also park there. I don't know. It's a neat little mechanic. It actually took me a couple screens to realize that she was following my movements exactly, and before that I was just kind of generally all-purpose running away from her. But that it does help change your strategy, and obviously in this and then in the B-side in particular, some of the paths you need to take to get away from yourself, your mirror self or whatever, get to be fairly elaborate, and without knowing the path that you were going to take beforehand, that would be even harder, of course. And then there's the old triple threat. I really thought I was going to be able to go outside there, or, break that, dash into it or something, but no luck, no good. It's just locked forever. Of course, it wouldn't be... See, I clung to the right side for a long time there, giving her the left side, giving myself a chance to shimmy down the right. So there's no problem if you dash below spikes up through them, and that includes on the galaxy blocks, but obviously you can't dash through, spikes to begin with. Now, to see that there, I'm going to commit a little seppuku, because it seems that there is a strawberry down there. And while I do have, the supplemental videos for me going back getting any strawberries I missed, I'm certainly going to aim to collect every one that I see. One of the biggest challenges in this game, and I noted this in the B-side of the first episode, but trying not to use your dash until it's absolutely necessary is pretty important. So you see they gave you a little ledge there to cling to. One of the things this game is really good at is introducing you to a mechanic, and then within just a few screens, having you use it in really advanced ways, in long patterns. I do not know why I'm not able to cling to that block there. Honestly, and this is probably why I'm not great at platformers, but in long sequences, or in really high action sequences, I tend to, forget which buttons are which, even though there's, 3 of them in this game. Maybe I'd be, do better with a gamepad or something like that. I'm only ever a keyboard guy, but, yeah, I just get fuzzled. That's why a lot of this kind of has to be muscle memory for me eventually. I can remember advanced button presses, but, working on the fly is sometimes good, but sometimes not so much. And see, then the reincorporation of other things from earlier, of course, the diamonds. And here, you just want to lead yourself around. Take one route there, and if you go top on the way out, then go bottom on the way back. As easy as that. Not bad, ladies and gentlemen. That covers the mirror self chase scene part of this chapter, which is the main challenge of the main bit of this chapter. Now, this part in here, I'm not really sure why. I always think these galaxy blocks have got to be for something. They're all here, and if you really wanted to use them, you would never have to touch the ground going through here, but I don't think there's any secrets for doing so, or any awards or anything like that. I genuinely don't know what's up. Anyway, of course you saw the gap below here, so we were able to get the... It looks kind of like a dungeon, actually, or like a jail or something? Goodness only knows what exactly they had going on here. We heard that a mega corporation started this as a building site, and then it was abandoned. I guess if the mountain has mirrors that can conjure other parts of your consciousness, I don't know if they would be negative for anybody, or if we're simply kind of in a bad mental state, and so we fight with the other side of ourselves, or if we're, simply a little more chaotic, and the pragmatic, fearful inner self doesn't like us more, or if this is just like a demon or something pretending to be the inner us. I'm not exactly sure what happens when we, interact with us, because we die, but I don't know what that means in-game. Does she literally murder us? It's hard to say. Either way, this looks good, and not creepy. Oh, a new character. Oh, I know what's going on. You let your mirror self out of a mirror. Hey. Yeah. You tell him, Bacter. So is this kind of an androgynous figure. Girlfriend? Boyfriend? Oh ho ho. Yeah, there's the somewhat obvious telegraphed reveal. It's all a dream. Oh, that seems bad. Yep. Eaten by a killer phone. With a gap tooth? Weird. Anyway, as you might have figured by the scrambled text and green fire and, galaxy blocks and stuff, indeed, that was a dream, and here we are back in the real world. Now, this coming up here is something that I actually did not find my first playthrough, so I'm glad I did a little bit more exploring this time. This is apparently... It still kind of looks jail-y, doesn't it? Although, it's bars and stuff everywhere. It might have been just a big structure. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, so there we go. That basically describes what happened to us. And I wonder if other people came here and had disturbing dreams. And because of that, the Megacorp abandoned, whatever they were going to do. Goodness knows why they wanted to build a city on a mountain anyway. I don't know, maybe it was a strategic resource. Maybe there's a lot of copper in them thar hills, or... I don't know, what do they have deposits of in Canada? Yaks, or maple syrup? Maybe they can tap the mountain for its delicious maple syrup. Theo! There's a sight for sore eyes. Thousand followers, please, Theo, come on. Oh, adorable. I like her eyebrows. Everyone I have ever known says that. And I really like that his response isn't, "Oh no, you look great." It's, "Don't worry, everybody needs a filter." Yeah, you're a real photographic genius, Theo. Well, that's nice. So we've got some history there. We break promises to ourselves. I like, too, I said this before, that Theo's goals are different. He doesn't care about getting to the top. I've known people that held out against smartphones for a real long time. Anyway, I guess he's so disturbed by our admission that he has nothing else to say. That symbol down there, the mountain symbol, you see that at kind of important places as you go up the mountain. It shows you that you're kind of leaving one area and entering another, just generally. There's nothing down here, I just wanted to make sure of that. And sure I was. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was a heck of a section that we just went through here. You notice they do a really good job with tension, sort of ratcheting it and unratcheting it. Notice that this is a bit similar to the Galaxy blocks before, but it's just spring pads, so it's like the real-world version of it. And indeed, even in the place where we found a strawberry last time, we can climb up and find one of these suckers. Now here, you're going to watch me dash right when I get to it, and it'll giggle and start to take off, but because I'm so close, now I still gripped it. Can't get away from me. Anyway, we've yet to see all that this mountain has to throw at us, of course. It's just an odd little section here in both the dream and the real world. But, oh, interesting. iBooth Part 2. Who's still powering this place? Aw, calling Mom. I like her little squeaks a lot. Charlie Brown squeaks. That's sweet. And with that, we close out the chapter. Very well done, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, we got every strawberry in this chapter, so the extra bonus section is just going to be the B-side. I'll catch you there.